Your call has been forwarded to an automatic voice message system.
Matt Horn
is not available. At the tone, please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
You see Tommy?
He in trouble again?
He's a screw-up.
Screw-up or not, he's my brother.
I'll be right back.
You're a good boy, Sean. But Tommy ain't worth shooting.
How much trouble you in anyway?
6 large.
Jesus, Tommy.
Hey, Matt, this is Golly G. Willikers. Been trying to get a hold of you for a while. Working on that film, Lawless Range. And all I'm wearing is some chaps with no panties on and riding on my horse. So, don't squat with your spurs on. Give me a call. Bye.
On the line, we have Kurt Caceres.
Hello, Matt Horn. Welcome to my Skype channel video.
Voice.
How you doing this evening?
I'm doing absolutely splendid. We should mention that you're calling from California.
From California. I'm sitting in a boat because we're experiencing some flooding at the moment.
Really? You sitting in the boat? You're not kidding?
I am surrounded by water, yes. The boat that is called my house.
Oh.
The domicile that I live in.
I was going to say you're going to be the first person who's actually Skyped from the boat.
Okay, that could happen.
Yeah. Oh dear, but we shouldn't laugh. We shouldn't laugh, Kurt, because there have been some very tough times in England this Christmas for many people who've experienced flooding, which obviously is a bad thing. But unfortunately, in your case, we sent all the weather your way, so I'm pretty glad. It's been my best day.
Yeah. We never want to laugh at other people's expenses, no. But it is nice to laugh at our own sometimes.
Yeah.
If we can laugh at ourselves, everything's wonderful.
Now, I've explained the terms and conditions of this podcast, haven't I?
Yes, you have, Matt. Clearly 100%. I have full understanding.
Wonderful. If you haven't never heard my voice before, and you're listening to Kurt and mine's voice, here's how it works.
Hello, and welcome to Matt Horn Meets. I am a computer, the Hawk 1000. I am here to tell you how the podcast works. Throughout the interview, both Matt and the interviewee will be selecting objects for use in the final part of the podcast, where the interviewee will be pitching a film idea. It should be noted at this point that the interviewee's responses are real and at time of recording, and none of the objects have been selected beforehand. Thank you, and goodbye.
And so that's it. Basically, Kurt, do you feel confident?
I am confident. Not only do I feel confident, I am confident.
So, the first object of the podcast is always about the current project that we're trying to promote, which obviously is Lawless Range. What object would you like to choose that's associated with Lawless Range?
Oh, something that has to do with it. Let's take a pair of cowboy boots.
Cowboy boots. I'm writing this down, don't I? Cowboy boots.
I hear pages turning in the background.
Yeah, it's me writing it down.
Or are those the wheels in your mind? The cogs in your head.
They failed a long time ago, Kurt.
Oh, you're still young, my son. You have a long way to go.
Obviously, we're talking about Lawless Range, which I believe, Kurt, is coming out on the 9th of January.
I believe you probably are correct. I know the premiere for it is coming up within the next week. So I would assume that it is going to be released very soon after that. So, yes, your info is probably correct.
So, obviously, the easiest question of them all starts off well, I think. What's the general plot line surrounding the film?
It's about two brothers. One of them's the good boy, one of them's the troubled one. And it takes place in, Texas. And one of them gets in some trouble, and the other one comes to his rescue financially. The brother's always getting in trouble, gets in trouble with the wrong people, and it always involves money, right? So the good brother comes to his help and gets stuck in a predicament. and ends up having the rest of the film is basically a thriller about trying to save his brother, save his life, financially and morally, and also now save his because he's got stuck in a predicament with some very bad people. Yes, that's the overall premise.
Mm-hmm. You play Eddie.
I do, and I am the bad guy. I am the one that they owe money to and the one who's coming after them throughout the film. So, yeah, I get to be the threatening and the antithesis to the good people, to the good guys, to the brothers.
I'm going to ask a good question because I've seen your pic on the IMDb page. In the film, do you have a beard?
I do not. I have a shaved head and clean shaven.
Because they always say it's better if a baddie has a beard. Look at, what's his name? Alan Rickman.
Yeah, the film wouldn't be able to start shooting for a whole other year if I had to grow a beard. It takes me, to grow a beard, it takes me a year.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but you must have filmed this about 3 years ago.
Yes, you are not wrong. It was a while ago, and for whatever reason, they decided to release it now. There's different benefits from waiting. I noticed a lot of the cast members have really blown up and had some incredible success since then, so that's also going to help the film. A bunch of them are on some big features and some regulars on some shows, so that's maybe what they were waiting for. I'm sure it didn't take 3 years to edit, but who knows. But yeah, we did that about 3 years ago.
I've never really ever got that in terms of development. That must make you feel like, where the devil is it?
I mean, you care about every project, but if it's something that you think actually has some potential to be good, you wonder what happened to it. But in this case, honestly, it's been so long, I actually forgot about it until all this premiere talk started happening, and I thought, whoa, they actually are doing it. There's actually going to be a release. The first year, I thought, whoa, what's going on with that? I did ADR, went in there, we did a bunch of dialogue fixes, but then it just disappeared. So now it's back, and they feel it's ready. So I'm looking forward to seeing what they got. And it's a good group of people. So that's why I'm also excited, because it was a good group of people to work with. So it can only be positive, I hope, from that.
It's a Western, we should mention.
I don't think they want to consider it a Western. It takes place in that fashion. The whole cowboy boot, cowboy hat, driving the pickup truck and, in Texas type of thing here that we do in America. But I wouldn't consider that a Western. A Western still is the John Wayne, all the men on horseback type thing, right? That's what we still consider a Western. Maybe we want to rename it. It's a contemporary Western, a new form of it.
I mean, what influences would you say it sort of has in film?
I think it influences people's relationship with family and friends and blood, and how you want to look out for each other. And don't take for granted who is closest to you, because we do that very often. We forget our parents or our siblings, the ones closest to us, and we have to remember that they're our blood, and the day we die, hopefully they're the ones who are the last ones there, or they're the ones who are there for us when we really need it. That's not always the case, but in my opinion, a film like this, it sets out to show that. It shows what two brothers can be capable of doing for each other. And should be. Family's number one, and people forget that. This
is always a fun question because it's like I'm almost there. Are there any sort of funny anecdotes you can share about the production of the film?
Wow. I'm trying to remember. It actually was pretty serious. All my stuff was pretty dark. There wasn't a lot of comedy involved. I tried to throw in some, light humor when I could, but it was pretty dark. I'm snorting cocaine and wielding a gun and drinking scotch and threatening people's lives. So there wasn't much room for funny anecdotes in my stuff. Others might have, but my stuff was pretty dark. And I'm the type of actor who, depending on whatever the scene context I'm doing, I'm kind of just focused in that zone. It's hard for me to kind of snap out. So, yeah, unfortunately, I can't remember anything beyond just kind of getting along with everybody that was, a good ha-ha-ha laugh.
You've mentioned the fact that your character takes cocaine in the movie, which I find quite amusing because not many people really know this about how they actually do that kind of thing in a film. I'm pretty sure, and you can correct me here if I'm wrong, it's sort of like crystals, isn't it?
Well, I'm sure people use the real stuff, but I didn't. They break up this powder, and I forget what they said it was made from. It is. It's kind of like sugar-based, and it's pretty much an ingredient that you put in cooking. I forget exactly what the mixture was. It's not going to hurt you. You can snort it up your nose, and it doesn't affect you. It doesn't make you sneeze or cough or anything. And it breaks down pretty quick, so you could pretend you're snorting that white dust. And, yeah, it looks real.
And you mentioned, obviously, that the film's dark and your character's dark. With any sort of role that requires you to be an evil person, how do you approach that? I mean, just talking to me now, you don't seem like that kind of person who'd be able to just, turn evil.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, the thing is obviously if I'm able to go to the dark place, I've found within myself that I must have a dark side to me. I think the reason why I like going to the dark place is because we can't do that on a normal basis. You can't walk outside and just start, threatening people and putting on your dark face and being menacing. You just can't get away with that. So it's a safe place to do it on camera, on film, or on stage. It's safe to go to that place, and it's very fun because I get to disappear to an area in my mind and my psyche that I don't usually get to do. So I love going there. It's very invigorating and it's freeing. There's no ceiling to it. There's no walls. I feel like you can go as extreme as you want because there's no check on how bad is bad or how evil is evil. As far as, the depth of it, you can take it wherever you want, and it's very fun.
Your second object is, unfortunately for you, Kurt, it's one of the best objects. People have mixed reactions to it. It's a 5x5, and I did spend a year signing this one. It's a 5x5 signed photo of yours truly. Me.
Really?
Me. Yeah, I know.
That's incredible. What's a 5x5? It's a little like one I can put in my wallet.
Is it a passport photo?
Or my back pocket? You can carry it anywhere.
Yeah. You could even put it on your wall to throw darts at. How's that?
That's perfect.
I could just imagine you on a talk show and they're going, so how do you prepare to be a villainous bastard? And you're like, there's this guy in the UK who interviewed me years ago, and I've got a 5x5 side photo of
And
him.
I pull it out of my back pocket. And it's all wrinkled and weathered, but I still have it taped together.
Yeah.
This is my inspiration.
Oh, dear me.
Matt Horn.
No, don't say that.
No. You sound like a good stand-up gentleman yourself.
Oh.
So thank you. It's been a pleasure.
The question that comes with it is, what made you want to get into acting in the first place?
Oh, it was an accident. I was in high school. I played sports. I was already going to college on an athletic scholarship. And it was my last semester, and my counselor told me I needed to fill some space in my day. And I just wanted to be a teacher's assistant, which was pretty much a name for doing nothing. So he forced me to take an acting class, and I didn't want to take it. I said, I don't want to hang out with actors. They're all weird, and they dress different, and blah, blah. Remember, I'm 16 years old. So then he said, no, you're taking it. You're taking this class. So he sent me out there, and I started taking it, and I fell in love with it immediately. I mean, my first week I had to do a monologue of a soldier dying, and my teacher takes the whole class outside and says, Kurt, you're doing that monologue under the tree. I loved it. I was out in nature. I was laying against a tree, pretending I was a dying soldier, and I couldn't have loved it more. It was the best thing I've ever done. And then from there, we did a stage production of Cats and West Side Story. And, I mean, I went from this athletic jock to this guy dancing on stage wearing tights. I couldn't love it more. It was incredible. So it just went from there. It just opened this whole side of me I never knew existed, and just kind of just kept going with it. Went to college, got a degree in theater. After college, went to San Francisco and went to the American Conservatory Theater there, and just did theater until I finally arrived in LA and changed to the camera media. So, yeah, it was all by accident, but it was also, I say accident, but, I think a lot of it was meant to be because it was a passion in me that I didn't know existed in my early years.
Well, Kurt, guess what?
What?
It's time for that part of the podcast which everybody loves. It's the quick fire round, which isn't a quick fire round, but we're saying it's a quick fire round. Basically, what it is that you can have a number of objects from 1 to 5, in exchange for me asking the same amount of questions about your acting career.
Yes, sir.
Obviously, you can choose anything from my imaginary storage unit, the ISU, Kurt, I think we'll call it from now on. The ISU, which basically is kind of like the TARDIS meets Sherlock's Mind Palace.
Oh, wonderful.
I know. So, you think I've gone mad, don't you?
No, I love it. I love mad. Mad is just exciting. I love it.
So, how many objects would you like?
5.
What 5 objects would you like?
I'd like a magnifying glass.
Oh, okay.
A pencil.
Pencil, yes.
A feather.
Feather, yes.
A pair of shoes.
A pair of shoes, yeah.
And a glass of water.
Glass of water. Running out of shoes in this bloody storage unit. Ridiculous. Yeah. Anyway, 5 questions from the quickfire round, which isn't a quickfire round, but obviously yada yada yada. Here we go. This could be anything about your acting career, so get ready for this. Right. This is an American thing, and I don't get this as an American thing because people keep saying it. I see it in movies and I don't understand it. You were a member of the prestigious Phi Delta Theta fraternity.
Yes, sir.
I don't know how they work it out or what it is or...
Secret societies like that started in England. They started in Europe. They only came to America hundreds of years later. So you guys are actually the ones who started them.
It's not like the Freemasons, is it? I suppose it is.
Well, it's the same concept. It's a brotherhood of people with secret handshakes, secret words. They have founding fathers. They have teachings that they teach. But it's all based off public relations and doing good for the community.
Right.
It's not religious based. The Masons is a good example of it because the thing is why so many people are always scared of the Masons or Phi Delta Theta or something like that is because they don't know, and we're always scared of what we don't know. That's what these organizations of brotherhood did is they kept it secret just for their own members, but their concept and their goals were always positive. So Phi Delta Theta was one of many fraternities in the United States and actually abroad that founded at colleges. Mine was founded in 1848 at a university in the state of Ohio, here in the States. So it's a few hundred years old. And there's hundreds of thousands of members everywhere that run big companies and are very successful. It's an unspoken word. If I run across someone who's part of that organization on the street and we didn't even know each other, we instantly have a camaraderie. So then it's good for networking and good for, keeping contacts beyond your little inner circle.
Second question, and it is to do with the fraternity again. This is going to be the crunch one. What was your initiation ceremony like?
It was actually very dark and mysterious. I'd get in trouble if I told too much, but let's just say there was candles involved. There was normal members wearing the same garb, these type of robes, and there was other trinkets around the room, but it was dark and candlelit. There was no natural lighting, and it was very mysterious. It was a very interesting ceremony, to say the least. And at 18 years old, I think, when I got initiated, it was a little intimidating. There's a lot of passages that they read from their writings, but they're not. It's not religious-based. But it's a very interesting process. But I can't reveal because, again, like I said, I would get in trouble, and I would let down a lot of people if I actually revealed what actually goes on in there. We've made a vow that we would keep it secret, and I'm sure, God willing, someone hears this that's in that fraternity. So, yeah, it's an interesting experience. It was very memorable.
It's like Freemasons meets Fight Club.
Exactly. You know what I did take away from it the most that I always tell people is I still remember the Greek alphabet.
Ooh!
I remember the Greek alphabet still to this day, which is crazy.
Go on, Kurt.
You ready for this?
Yes.
Alpha, beta, gamma, delta, epsilon, zeta, eta, theta, iota, kappa, lambda, mu, nu, xi, omicron, pi, rho, sigma, tau, upsilon, phi, chi, psi, omega. Boom. That's it right there.
Very good. Very good.
Yeah, we were forced to memorize it at the beginning, and it never went out of my brain.
Okay, so your third question of the quickfire round, which isn't a quickfire round, but obviously, yeah, you get the drill now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You are a political and environmental activist.
You must have found that somewhere online. Yeah, I used to be a lot more in the trenches and grassroots than I am now. I'm a little older and kind of taking a back seat. Now I do it more financially and give to certain organizations. But I've always been a big advocate of trying to save the environment. Not as extreme as Greenpeace. I'm not going out there in a raft and like ramming barges and throwing spears at, whale fishers, but, kind of to that same tune. I used to march a lot and picket and letter write and do things like that really was in the trenches, trying to save different animal species to, different wildlife ranges. Because corporate America, obviously, corporate America, they don't care about those things. They just tread over water and mountains and fields and whatever it takes to make more money. So I was out there fighting for it. So now I've kind of stepped back a little bit more, but I still believe in the same process.
Well, this one's going to be a bit of a hard one, I think. For someone who's been in quite a lot of TV series, you've been quite lucky in actually the range of different TV series you've actually been in.
Absolutely.
The question really is which TV series has been your favourite to work on and why?
People ask me that a lot, and I would still have to say there was a series I was on back in 2004, I think, called Threat Matrix. It was on ABC, and it was my favorite because I got to be, as a man, I got to be a little boy every week. I got to chase bad guys. I got to jump from helicopters. I got to shoot at people. I got to do high-speed chases. I got to rappel down ropes. I got to jump through explosions every week. I mean, I don't know about you, but that is like a dream for any kid. And I got to get paid for it, and it was a weekly thing. I was a regular on the show, and it was about Homeland Security. So every week we were in a different country. I mean, not literally, but every episode took place in a different country, and we were chasing terrorists. That was my dream job, I'd say, to this point, because weekly I was being able to, go undercover and pretend I was someone else, or go to another country and chase bad guys. It was fun, and I got to wear a suit. So yeah, that was probably the funnest job I've had.
For anyone interested in this, when I was saying about the range, obviously Threat Matrix was obviously one of them, and we've mentioned it. I'm going to go through the list. Okay, I'm not going to stop. I'm just going to go through the list. Okay, so we've got ER, The Shield, Numbers, Prison Break, The Closer, CSI, NCIS, Lie to Me, Dollhouse, Criminal Minds, General Hospital, Sons of Anarchy, Bones, NCIS, Los Angeles, Dexter, and Better Call Saul, which is relatively new, actually, thinking about the fact that it only came out last year.
That's season 2, and that starts airing, I think, next month. The brand new season's coming out soon, so that's going to be the one I'm on.
Now, here's the crunch one of your acting career, the whole thing that it comes down to, because it is a hard one. Which actor has been your favourite to work with, and why?
One, right? It's funny because the answer is going to be someone who is an actor, but you don't see him very much. His name is Charlie Haid. He used to be on a show called Hill Street Blues back in the 80s. Now, the reason I'm choosing him, we didn't act together, but he directed me. If that counts, I would love to use him because he was an actor before he was a director. And the reason why is because in this town, in this business, it's very hard to find men of integrity and character and people that stand by their word, what they say, because there's very little of that. And this is an individual who did that. He directed me in a show called, it took place in New York, with Dennis Franz. Do you remember that one with Jimmy Smits, Dennis Franz? Anyway, so he directed me an episode of that when I was just starting off. And he really liked the work I did. He said, one day I'm going to help you out. I'm going to really help you out. And just to fast forward, 10 years later, he had the opportunity to do it, and he came through. and it helped me in a very big way. So the reason I'm choosing him and giving respect to him is because of that. And he technically is an actor. He still does things. But I'm choosing him not because of his acting prowess, which is very admirable, but because he's a man of integrity. And that's very hard to find.
So just one.
Can I choose more? I thought you said one.
You can choose more if you'd like.
There's been some interesting people I've gotten to work with. Mark Harmon is one of the most humble, giving, nice people, the guy on NCIS. There's a lot of egos out there. He's not one of them. He's one of the biggest stars on TV. He's on the top-rated show that exists, and still just humble and giving and cares about you as an individual, not about himself. Kevin Bacon's another one.
Oh.
I got to work with Kevin Bacon, but again, not as an actor. He directed me in the episode of The Closer. And again, there's another guy who I love his acting. We didn't work together as actor, but I worked with him as director, and he was incredible. He had so many compliments. He let me make all my own choices. He let me take my character wherever I wanted. And that was a big honor and a big compliment to me coming from him to allow me to do that. That meant he trusted me. And that coming from a seasoned vet like him said a lot. So, it's funny because most of these guys I'm choosing are all actors, but I worked with them on a capacity where they were more on the other side of the camera.
Okay, Kurt, it's that time of the podcast before the improv, because, funnily enough, we've got a new bit for 2016.
Oh, yeah, it is. It's 2016. Here we are.
I know. I just thought about it this morning and I thought, God, what am I letting myself in for? It's the part of the podcast which is called Ask Matt Anything.
Oh, wow. You get to be personal now.
Yeah, where we get to flip, basically,
I
roles, and you unfortunately have to ask me something. Go on, then.
You ready for it?
Yeah, go on.
I want to know, speaking of 2016 being only 6 days in,
yeah,
I would love to know what your resolution and your main goal is for Matt Horn in 2016.
Oh, that's easy. Easy. So easy. Easy. 3 words. Interview Benedict Cumberbatch.
There it is. That is easy. And there we have it from Matt Horn on January 6, 2016. That is his New Year's resolution and goal for this coming year.
Yeah, that's the thing.
There you go.
That's the thing. Yep.
Now it's sticking to it.
Yep.
It's a job. It's a full-time job sticking to our resolution.
So, here we go with the improv.
Yes, sir.
Here we go. So, just to recap for you, cowboy boots, the 5x5 signed photo of myself.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. A magnifying glass. Now, be careful here, Kurt. A pencil.
Your mind is wandering.
Yeah. A feather, a pair of shoes, and a glass of water. Really, it's like a very, very dodgy 50 Shades of Grey.
Again, like I said, I have a dark side to me.
So here we go, Kurt. Here we go. With those objects, which I've just reread for you right now, you've got to pitch to me an idea for a 5 to 10 minute short film.
Well, Mr. Plum did it in the study with the magnifying glass. How about that? Do you know what that references to?
Food, I think.
Yes. So it's the contemporary version, the 50 Shades of Grey version, and it has sex, and it has intrigue, and it has nudity, and it has bondage. This is the bondage version of Clue.
No.
What do you think of that? No one wears clothes; they only wear shoes, and the water is for the imagination. So that is my pitch for my short film.
Oh dear. Well, no, I'm thinking at the minute. You know, Hasbro. Years ago, they did that adaptation of Battleship.
Oh, that was bad.
Yeah, I'm just thinking, Hasbro, if you're out there and you're listening to this, would you be, doing it better if you did a bondage version of Cluedo?
I think it would be more the late night channels doing this version of Clue.
No.
I don't think Hasbro would want to do this one. This is the more risque after hours version.
Oh dear. It's the Sex and the City version.
Exactly. Yep. Yeah, that's interesting. You put the items together and you come up with a short film idea. Very interesting. I love the concept, Matt.
So obviously, because you've been a trooper, I like saying that. I'm getting catchphrases now, Kurt. It's just ridiculous.
But you should write them down so you don't forget them.
So obviously, because you've been a trooper, this is the bit where, as a reward, you get to plug for 1 minute, and I am counting it, for 1 minute, the film, and you get to plug your future projects as well. Mm-hmm. Yes, starting now.
Okay, let's do it. So, hey everybody, my name is Kurt Caceres, and I'm plugging my film Lawless Range. It comes out at the beginning of 2016. It is a very intriguing and thriller of a story about bad men and good brothers and money and sex. There's three things in life. Sex sells, and money sells, and murder sells, and that's what it has. So, look out for the film. It's got some incredible talent that's at the A-list part of the game right now in 2016, doing big features and big TV shows. You'll recognize everybody, including Chris Christopherson, who's a legend. And also in 2016, I've got, as we mentioned before, and it's easy to find online, is Better Call Saul, the spinoff from Breaking Bad, coming out. And I also have another show called Tagged that's also being released in 2016, a new series. So look out for it. These things will be blowing up. The future is these Viners. The Viners, all these things I'm doing are full of these 20-year-old Viners that have millions and millions of fans all over the world. And I'm being surrounded by them, which is a blessing because I'm getting fans all over the place from these kids. So that's the future. And so look out for these projects I'm going to be in.
A final question, because you did mention before the interview you were a gamer.
Yes, sir.
What's been your game for the last year or so?
There's multiple games, but I play MMOs, which are multiplayer games. I play one called Aeon and another one called Terra. They're Korean MMOs. I've also been playing a lot lately the new Star Wars Battlefront that came out, first-person shooter game. Beautiful, incredible game. Before I go to bed, kind of just turn it on for a few hours and disappear and unwind from the day and forget about everything and go, getting some headshots and blasting people. I love going to another world, and that's why I'm an actor, because I get to go to another world every time I'm on set. So if I'm not doing that, video games are another outlet of disappearing and using my imagination, created by somebody else.
I suppose I've got to ask you the question now. Everyone won't stop bloody going on about it. It's just ridiculous. Have you seen the new Star Wars film?
Of course. With the billions of dollars it's made, I'd be surprised to meet someone who hasn't.
I haven't.
Oh my goodness. I can't reveal anything.
Han Solo dies.
You need to kick that friend out of your life. Someone revealed that.
Were you gutted, Kurt?
Honestly, I don't believe he died.
Oh.
Remember Gandalf in Lord of the Rings?
Yeah,
falls down the thing, and you think he's dead, and then like two films later he comes back. I mean, he could have died, but it looks like one of those things where it's open to him coming back in the final one, in the final battle, in the last of the trilogy, to a big hurrah coming out of nowhere. It's open to that. That's my instinct. I feel he's not dead yet.
People are now saying Darth Vader's not dead. I mean, it's ridiculous.
I still have all the original action figures from 1977, the first series. Have them all. And that was a big part of my upbringing growing up. So when I saw this film, I loved it. J.J. Abrams kept the integrity of the film to a T and did a great job. So, yeah, it was a good experience.
Do you think Rey is Obi-Wan Kenobi's daughter?
I don't think so.
No.
I don't think so.
No.
Isn't she Luke's?
That's the idea, isn't it?
It is the idea. Maybe that's what they're trying to steer you down that route and fool you. There's going to be a big plot twist.
It could be as simple as Luke, I am your daughter, or something like that.
We need something that's going to shock us.
Luke, I am your brother. Hang on a second, you're a woman. How's that work?
Exactly.
Yeah. Oh, so you had the brain transplant and then you flew it in the Death Star and it did something to your head and then there you go.
I mean, I can't even read people's theories anymore because I'm getting dizzy. My mind's all over the place.
The interesting thing, I think you all agree here, the interesting thing about Star Wars now as compared to like the olden days with the original cast and then the weird prequels nobody ever talks about anymore and probably will become a distant memory. It'll be like 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
It's interesting now how they're doing like spin-off films as well.
Oh, are they?
Yeah, they did. Well, Rogue One's a good example of that, where they basically try and capture the Death Star plans in between.
Oh boy, yeah, I need to stay as far away from that as possible.
Yeah.
Hollywood disappoints me every month of every year, beyond what you could believe, including the remake after remake after remake of the same thing. They did it good the first time, but they keep remaking it worse the second, third, fourth time. They just keep remaking the same things over and over, trying to do spin-offs because they feel it's safe.
And then they did Battleship.
Yeah, right? Ruined a perfectly good tabletop game. So, yeah.
Oh, dear. Well, Kurt, it's come to the end.
Oh, my gosh, don't say that word to me. The end.
Yeah.
I don't think I can handle it. It's been lovely, and it's been an honor and a pleasure. I never want it to end.
Oh, dear. It will never end in people's memories.
No, never. And I'm going to have the 5x5 in my back pocket, so yes, it will never end.
Oh, dear. Well, thanks very much for your time, Kurt.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your time. I appreciate it.
Bye-bye now.
Bye-bye.